So yeah, some events happened recently regarding someone. I'm not going to go through like everything. We all know what's going on. I'm not going to ask you the same questions because I know you've been on a lot of streams recently. I was honestly, I was actually gonna talk to you about the stream you did. Now, me personally, I really enjoyed it, but to be honest, it really surprised me. Like, I wasn't expecting it. Like, here's the thing, right? I always pictured you as like, especially recently, like someone who just avoids drama. And then here you are doing like a stream, you know, not just a drama stream, but one like, you know, not really exposing Tonka, but really like cutting ties with them publicly. Like, if anything, I just expect for you to make like a tweet about it or something and just move on. What really prompted you to do an entire stream about it?
Well, originally it wasn't supposed to be a stream. It was supposed to be a video, but I don't know about you, but I'm terrible at reading scripts, and I can do it, but it'll probably take me 5 hours to read an 8-minute script.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way. I
over.
mean, streaming just comes naturally for me. Whereas, you know, with video making, it's like complete foreign concept. By the way, I have Ben here. What's going on, Ben?
Fuck you.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Oh, man.
What's up?
Yeah. So, but, you know, honestly, dude, like, you know, when the whole stream fired up, you know, I was really enjoying it. But, I started seeing, like, some arguments from people. And, you know, I'm not going to, like, name names or throw some, you know, people under the bus. But some people were, like, you know, they really took issue to you know, monetizing the stream. You know, they saw it basically as you throwing a former friend under the bus and monetizing it. And I disagree, but I see the argument. And I was just wondering, like, what do you take of that? Do you see it that way?
I didn't think beyond just start the stream and just, you know, get the script out there. That was the plan. I put away the chat. I put away anything. I just put the script right in front of me, and I just decided I'm gonna read this. Yeah, the proper thing probably would have been to demonetize it, but I was not thinking of that at that moment. There was no. I had no assumption that even that many people were gonna even show up. I thought I was gonna get a lot of, you know, people that were like, yeah, we don't care, fuck off, you know.
Yeah. Well, like, here's the thing, you know, I saw Tonka got some heat when he did his apology stream because he also monetized it. Now, granted, Tonka didn't get like 1,000 super chats, obviously, but, you know, it's interesting because, you know, it's nobody really thinks to demonetize a stream. Like, people always demonetize videos, but like when you're streaming, nobody thinks to turn off super chats. And when you were live,
an example is Tonka's apology had super chats on.
Yeah,
it's something that you don't think about. You just start it up, and it's yeah. But I agree. Probably I should have demonetized it. The original plan was to make a video, and we know YouTube. Yeah, there's no ad revenue or anything from putting a video out there, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, honestly, here's how I interpreted it. I interpret it as you, like, just firing up a quick thing, going on for like 10, 20 minutes, and then cutting it off and expecting like maybe like 100, 200 people there. Did you honestly expect for 2,000 people to show up out of nowhere, for Ralph to retweet it, for everyone to come in, Medicare to like start tweeting it out and stuff like that? Did you expect all that?
I did not. I did not expect that. I just if they did, I expected it was just gonna be a lot of hate because even, you know, at this point, like the Andy crowd, I know he was streaming at that time. They hate my guts, so I'm guessing a lot of them came from there. A lot of them came from there. A lot of them came from Ralph. A lot of them hate my guts. It's simple like that. Even when we were on good terms, going over there, people hated my guts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, honestly, it was surprising to me because, you know, I mean, you'd been on the Kumite like a week or two before. See, that's why it shocked me. Like, I didn't take issue to it. It just shocked me. Because you had been on the Kumite, like, what was it, 2 weeks before? So I assumed, like, with you and Tonka, like, obviously I knew you were upset with Tonka, but I didn't expect for you to go like that hard. Like, was there anything that like prompted you to like go full on stream when
I was
prior
on
to that?
board. I was on board. I was on board still. The only thing that shook me a little bit was the treatment of AP. The treatment of AP was like, yeah, that was not good. But I still tried to get them to sit down and talk to each other and fucking resolve things because I didn't want to see another bridge get burnt.
What was all that about with AP? Do you know? Because that just came out of nowhere.
AP has been trying to stay neutral a lot and not, choose a side, not attack Andy and still be friends with Tonka. And I don't know if you know a YouTuber by the name of Unknown Archive. Unknown Archive played a video of Tonka Saw wrestling. AP was in the audience. Tonka took this as an insult. He ended up, I guess, that night blocking 2 of his accounts, but what he didn't know until later, when people told him, was that AP told Unknown Archive, "Hey, we're not here for that. Please turn that off, or I'm leaving." And there were people there that told Tonka, no, this is what happened. So at that point, he should have apologized when AP showed up to the chat and found that 2 of his accounts were banned. He showed up with a 3rd account and was like, why am I banned? That one got banned. People were asking, why did AP get banned? Tonka's response was basically, hey, if AP wants to come, he could knock on the door. And, it was very... it was really badly treated because while they were saying that, they also de-rolled him on the server, so you couldn't see him on the Discord server, so it just felt like, no, this doesn't really seem like you're trying to deal with anything, and you're keeping the audience in the dark. And a lot of people started asking, and they decided to just mute the stream and just leave it dead air for 30 minutes as, I guess, a joke or a form
Yeah,
of
they were doing a gimmick like, oh, you want some dead air? We'll give you some dead air. But I'm taking you aren't buying that it's a gimmick or anything.
I wanted to know what was up because AP ended up getting a DM that said, basically, I'm done with you. You know what you did, blah blah blah, something like that. You would have to get the exact wording from AP. So AP was, reasonably upset. And then Tonka, when I got them to sit down and talk to each other, Tonka flipped it into, no, I was just trying to protect you because you recently had a heart attack. And AP wasn't buying that.
Yeah, it's weird because, generally I don't like the idea of guilt by association, which is what it sounds like Tonka's was using against AP. Is even though AP wasn't going to choose a side just because he's not going to war, that kind of stuff drives me nuts. So yeah, I definitely see that. Really shocked me, to be honest, because like I didn't even know who AP was before, but once I started finding out what was going on, it was kind of weird to me. Why would Tonka care? I mean, at this point, Tonka, or at that point now, Tonka doesn't really have anyone defending him. But I mean, at that point, Tonka was lucky to have people like AP sticking for him. But he just seemed to just cut him off for really no good reason. Cairo put in the chat, Tonka told people not to donate, and that message actually reminded me of something before about your stream. Is that towards the middle of the stream, after you had checked and you had seen there were 2,000 people there watching, you did something that someone I talked to, I'm not gonna name names or anything, but someone that I did talk to did take concern to the fact that you basically showed your Streamlabs in the middle of the stream once you realized there was a lot of people there. How would you respond to that?
I showed my Streamlabs?
Yeah, and towards the middle of the stream, you said something like, make sure like to send Streamlabs, rent is due or something like that.
Oh yeah, here's the facts. I've been in a fucking slump. There's, a lot of people hear that word tossing money. A lot of people, in the chat. I wasn't going to be able to catch up with the chat. I was not going to do a long stream. This was, supposed to be done like that. If you count the minutes, the script was only 8 minutes. I ended up with 40 minutes of super chats to read, so I was never gonna catch up with any of that. As far as rent, yeah, rent is due. So
So you
that,
take no issue with, basically like selling your Streamlabs? Because I personally don't take issue, but I see the argument again.
yeah,
Is that people who are
and that,
sticking up for Tonka are mad at
yeah.
you because you basically like monetized off of burning a bridge with someone who was your best friend or something.
No, I understand that. I understand that. At the same time, I'm not in a position. I'm looking for a job. I don't have a transition yet. So when had fucking people tossing me money, it's all right. I'm gonna read what you say, and Here's another thing. A lot of people that were tossing super chats, they weren't all sympathetic. A lot of people wanted answers. They wanted why are you doing this now?
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So that's another thing. Because honestly, when I was watching the stream, that really like threw me off. Not that I took issue with it; it just kind of like surprised me. Like, when you started like selling your Streamlabs, I was like, whoa, okay, failure. Taking advantage. I mean,
Well,
I don't blame it, but it seemed. One thing I will say about the stream was that it seemed kind of off character for you.
how's that?
Well, prior to that, I mean, you left the Kumite, you said you're done with drama streams and all that, and then, like, here's the thing, right? My friend in the call right now, like, I've been streaming with him for well over a year from now on. No matter how dirty he were to do me potentially in the future,
Motherfucker.
I think it would be hard for me to do a stream, especially monetize it. I'm just speaking from my own perspective. Like, I wouldn't have a moral issue with it, but it would be hard for me to do it. So I think that's why. But I mean, then again, did you ever meet Tonka in person? Did you know him like on a personal level like that?
No, I had never met him in person.
Okay, so maybe it was a little easier to swallow because my dude right here, he's an IRL friend, so it'd be a bit harder for me to do that to him. But no, I understand.
Come to your house and shit in your mouth.
Yeah. But no. Besides that, where are you going in the future? Because I want to know, like, are you going to capitalize on this? Are you going to continue? Are you going to start up your own morning show to take place at the Kumite, or are you going to keep doing your own thing on your own?
I want to, start actually making content, making videos and stuff. That's been something I've been wanting to do forever. I either lack of motivation or just, yeah, I'll get the idea and be like, all right, yeah, I saw a commercial and I had a trigger warning before a life alert commercial. I can make a video about that, and by the time I get home, it's all the fight and or something, and I'm like, all right, yeah. So I do plan to do the videos. I've had that on my mind to do. As far as like streams, I'll probably still do my stupid commercial streams and play games here on Twitch and I have planned with AP and Unknown Archive to do a show 2 times a week. But the biggest thing, I got to find a job, because back when I had a full-time job with all the bennies and all that, this was fun because you didn't have to worry about the stress of like, is YouTube gonna cut everybody, as you've seen they've been doing, like Count Dankula. Count Dankula just got demonetized.
Oh yeah, I saw that. In fact, I was tweeting out something that I've believed for a while, is that people who do want to do online stuff as a living, they need to prioritize direct fan funding. Like that was what people used in the past. It's what people need to use in the future, because like 6 months ago, I was thinking about this. 6 months ago, it was rare for a channel to get terminated off of YouTube. Now it happens all the time, and not just to random channels like Peluchin Entertainment or someone like that. No, it's happening to people like Mumkey Jones and people like that. Beaver Seatwoods, thank you for the follow. But I'm just saying, like when it comes to stuff like that, people need to prioritize fan funding. So.
Yeah. Not to get off topic, it's funny that they were on YouTube, was on Twitter like, Article 13, if Article 13 gets passed, YouTube is gonna look like this in the future. And there's a bunch of like blacked out videos, and it's like, it's kind of looking like that right now.
Oh my gosh, the irony. It's like they have no self-awareness, or they're just
They
trying
don't.
to like just like not let people know. Weren't you like actually? This is something I wanted to ask you. Weren't you terminated off of YouTube once before?
Yeah, that's kind of how me and Tonka ended up meeting because of the termination of one of my channels. I did a very tame video on a transgender female to male wrestler, and my opinion was basically just that because of testosterone, uh, they shouldn't have been wrestling females because that gave them an unfair advantage, and that got my channel terminated.
Oh wow, that's all it took. Even that's back then when channel termination was like rare, like I said. So it's interesting. Was it
Yeah,
like a
no
glitch or
strike or
something,
anything.
or did they intend to get you off?
Don't know. It just took me like about a good 3 to 4 weeks to get my channel back. It took a lot of fighting and getting a lot of support from people.
Oh, so you did get it back. So you're allowed to have a YouTube channel. Technically, you don't have to do the whole thing where, technically someone else runs it.
Yeah, no, I got my channel back. But yeah, that's part of how me and Tonka met each other. Uh, but yeah. By the way, I see Nicholas D'Orio. Here's the sucky thing when people, heads are heated, and especially on Twitter, we had a little spat back and forth, and he definitely doesn't agree with anything that I did. I also did, I take things personally. So, like, he had left like a DM that said, I hope somebody kills your channel. And I get it, you're pissed off. I take stuff like that personally because I never had a problem with the dude. I like his videos and stuff like that. Like, I'm not gonna be like one of those people like, oh, I don't like you now, so all your material is terrible. Bleh,
Yeah. Honestly, like I don't know if you're down to like take calls or something, but like if you're down, like and if Nick's down, like I'd love to have you guys talk it out on conversation. I don't know if I'm not gonna
Sure.
Nick Ricada you and pull a pull a surprise on you, but if you're down for that, and Nick's down, I'd love to have that.
All right. Are you even old enough to drink whiskey yet?
Yeah, no comment. No comment.
I am.
No, you're not. Old enough.
Does it count that I have?
Oh my gosh. But yeah, Nick, I don't know if you're still watching. If you want to like come on and like talk about it, because honestly, like when I saw that, it was like really like that's what like I think that's a big reason why I wanted to have you on is because when I saw that, I consider you both homies. So when I saw you guys fighting, that really sucked for me. Like most of the drama has been fun, but that was like one of the things about it that was like, this sucks now.
A big part of this is I've been like I was waiting for the fight to happen, and all right, the fight happens, and okay, the fight happened. Go focus on just making content, get away from all the fights and stuff, and focus on trying to make a clean slate for yourself where there's no grudges or anything.
Are you fine?
Yeah, this definitely caused some people to take issue with me for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, I see how like I have sympathy for people who are still sticking with Tonka. I know. Actually, this is something I wanted to ask you. Vamp put out a statement that she's sticking with Tonka. What do you think of that?
I think for her, I get why she's doing it.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I I think she's somebody that actually wants to stick around on YouTube. I think Tonka, he's always said, like, he has his real life. He could disappear. This is not, his livelihood,
Honestly,
And
I have trouble agreeing with that. I feel like Tonka, like he thrives from like, the internet and stuff. Like he can't get away from it because he said in his apology, Kumate's still continuing. He's going to stream like soon. Show must go on, and I think that's not the right approach. To be honest, I think if he does that, he's going to murder any little bit of a career he has left. In my opinion, and I put this out on Twitter, Tonka needs to take 6 months off, come back, put on an entertaining show, and people will forget. You think like this is like, there's nothing on the internet that will 100% kill you. I'm pretty sure even if like someone like Baked Alaska came back and started doing his show again, and he actually put on an entertaining show, entertainment trumps everything. If you put on something entertaining, people are going to forget what kind of personal problems you have. So I think that's what he needs to do, but he can't. He's like Mundane Matt. He needs to upload. He needs to stream.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like, Vamp's statement, I honestly, a lot of people were taking issue with her. I don't take issue with her at all. I think it's a very tough situation. He's put everyone around him in. It's a tough to either stay with him and it's tough to go. Like you go, and you have to abandon a friend, and or you stay with him and you have to let him tear down your not just your career, but your sanity, because like look, truth be told, listening to the old Kumites from like a couple months ago when you were on, it was clear you were miserable. You didn't want to be on that show. It just wasn't working out.
We used to have fun. We used to watch videos. We used to do stupid skits. Like today I did a stream with Cog, and for the first time in a long time I did a skit. I did a skit where I pretended like I was scared of somebody that said they were going to kill me.
How did that work? I actually tuned into the Cog stream, but I was tuned in much later.
Yeah, and there's another thing, like you've pointed out, a lot of people were saying I'm trying to do a cash grab from this or whatever. If I was, I would just nonstop be doing a stream on my channel on this, and is this the 24-hour blah blah, and trying to capitalize on this. No, I went to somebody else's channel. And did it there.
Now, you and Cog have had a rocky history. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I went on his channel specifically because the person I was, that said he'd kill me if he saw me. Basically, me and Cog had a disagreement over him because this person had a charity, and during that charity there were accusations that the cancer might not be real, and I was not going down that route, and Cog was.
No, this is related to Broski.
Yeah. He accuses me of being on that boat, and accuses me of sending Andy Worski and Cog after him.
Okay, you're gonna have to catch me up on this, because I actually have no clue what the whole Broski situation. What I gather is that he did a stream collecting money for charity, but he ended up using the money to get a gaming PC. Am I correct on that?
Well, what it ended up being was after the goal that was set was met, a couple of people decided, hey, he's wanted a PC, let's help, get him a PC. And there was somebody with deep pockets that pretty much paid for the PC themselves. But from the outside, somebody that just walked in and saw, wait, I thought this was for cancer. Why is there a PC involved? And that's the standpoint that somebody like Andy Worski was coming from.
And you didn't want
to...
You didn't want to touch that, but Cog and Worski did.
Well, my thing was Worski came to me, and I think it was Scrub, and he basically asked us, like, what should I do? And we both were like, yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that if I were you. But he, decided to go and post a tweet about it anyway. And that started a little fire, and I contacted, Broski's co-host, and was like, look, we need to squash this real quick and get these people together. And we did a stream to try to get things settled, and it really blew up even more. Like, it didn't help anything. Worski was like, screw this, and he just... was like, yeah, this isn't worth my time. This is, and so I was left fighting Broski, and arguing with somebody who is a cancer patient in people's eyes is never a good look, especially when my argument was never that I was just trying to provide devil's advocate. Like, this is why Worski was, looking at this like this,
Yeah.
so that happened for 2 days. Finally, I was like, all right, that's it. And I was talking to people like Vamp. I was talking to Tonka. I was talking to Optic, and we were seeing that, oh shit, Cog is gonna start a stream questioning if the cancer is even real. I DM Cog. I was, please do me a favor and just this one, just drop this one, please. I haven't asked you for any favors like this, but and he was like, no, sorry, man. This is something I feel strongly about, and we disagreed on that. He decided to go along with it. But because I had the spat back and forth with Broski, he thought I was along with that or whatever. Eventually, months later, I jumped onto Broski and the Optic stream. I thought everything was squashed. It was said on air. It was squashed or whatever. Like, get past it. We had laughs. I thought it was done. Well, all that time, he says, oh no, I've hated you all this time. I've wished you would get a heart attack. And when Worski stole your money, I was happy. I wish you would have gotten a heart attack on top of that, blah, blah, blah. And if I see you, if I see you, I'm going to kill you. And if you've hurt any of my friends, I'm going to kill you. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? So, that's just what I'm just listening to this. Yeah, it's the part of internet blood sports where it just it's like you have to understand like 50 different characters to really know what's going on. But I gather what did Tonka have to do with all this? Tonka was the one who was distancing you from Cog, correct?
He was not happy with the fact that Cog was doing this whole thing with Broski.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So someone else you also had an issue with, obviously, is Andy Worski, who stole, what was it, 1,000 or something? $1,200 from you, which was the money he owed you because when you guys were doing the Kumite on his channel. Yeah. Okay. And he didn't pay you. What reason did he not pay you?
Well, he did pay me. He did pay me for that. That's the whole thing. He did a cashback chargeback because Tonka went on air and said that Andy never paid me, and basically I tweeted, no, Andy did pay me, but Andy wanted Tonka to bother me and say he was wrong or he was going to charge it back, and Tonka refused to admit he was wrong. He spun it instead into Worski was late with the payment, but Worski wanted I was wrong for saying, that you didn't pay Failure.
So has he given you the money back yet?
He has not, but he has said that he's willing to talk about giving it back. So at this point,
I'd probably, for me personally, that's probably Worski's lowest moment.
Yeah. This whole this shit has been a low moment.
Yeah, the entire concept of internet blood sports has just been the lowest moment.
Well, there was a peak where like everything was fun. Everybody was, Worski was coming on, Ralph was coming on, Medicare was coming on. Everybody was like, yeah, there's a party here,
When did it all go wrong?
I'd say around the time where the boards started getting involved, like
Fortune?
people from the boards, like a specific group that ended up calling themselves like the Anime Mafia.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they had back and forth with Tonka and other people, and yeah.
That's the group that Zoom comes from, right?
Well, Zoom is an entity of himself, but he did interact with that group for a minute.
The Anime Mafia.
Zoom is weird because like I'm buddies with Billy the Fridge. He's actually one of the people that inspired me to lose my weight. I'm down to 88 pounds lost, and he is friends with Zoom because they used to stream back in the day on a website where like you basically tried to do the most offensive things you could or
Yeah, the
whatever.
Keemstar. That's where Keemstar said
Yeah.
the N word.
Yeah.
What was that website called? I'm trying to remember. No, I almost said Stream.me. That's funny. That's Stream.me has basically become that now.
Yeah, except without a millionaire.
Oh man, what do you mean? Ralph would have been a millionaire if YouTube hadn't deleted all his money, all those
Yeah.
super chats.
Did he not get those super chats?
So the month that Ralph's channel was terminated, there was $16,000 worth of super chats that YouTube never gave Ralph.
How did he not sue them over that?
I don't know, but I do remember when he moved to Stream.me, he did mention that it was almost like $20,000 worth of super chats. That's incredible that there was even $20,000 worth of super chats at all. You know, I mean, I know he got a lot, but just imagine that $20,000 of super chats.
Yeah. Let's see. The biggest Billy Goat says you have no rights. Feels like that. Jeez. What happened to Scrub? Scrub he still has his own channel on YouTube. He just makes his videos every now and then, but he doesn't really interact with this community anymore. He's just been doing his own thing. I miss Scrub. Scrub was he was a blast to stream with.
Well, I think that's pretty much all the questions I had to ask. I don't know if Nick Diorio is still here, but if he is, I'd love to, have him on. I'm not trying to set up a blood sports thing. I actually want to have like a conversation because I think both of you guys are chill, and it'd be nice to see that whole thing resolved if there is anything to resolve. But according to Dr. Shivago, he's playing Destiny right now.
Good.
What do you mean Destiny's a trash game?
Yeah, it's because you suck at games, you fucking queer.
No, it's just trash. It's just you just run around.
You're trash.
No.
No?
All right, I think that's it. I'm not gonna waste your time anymore. I know this is kind of short notice, but thank you for coming on, Failure. I appreciate it, man. And we still gotta do some GTA. All right?
Oh, for sure, man.
Yeah. Actually, when are you? That's my last question. When are you firing the Twitch streams again?
I'm gonna start doing that this week. I'm gonna, dust off the laptop. What's funny is I have a desktop. My desktop sucks, but I have a gaming laptop that actually is pretty badass that I never use.
Yeah, I remember like you did all those streams from your laptop. I was like, you must have like a hell of a good laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick Doris says, I'll talk to Fair offline sometime. All right. All good. I just want to see you guys maybe patch it up. Because that would be cool.
That's fine with me. Like, I understand why he got pissed off. A lot of people did get pissed off. And
oh, yeah, I totally get it. From their perspective, this is like the worst thing that could possibly happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll talk to him about that. Like I said, yeah, I'd be down to talk to him. If in the end he leaves with the same opinion, that's fine. But at least we made an effort to talk.
Yeah. All right, I'm not gonna leave you here any longer. I actually have to get back to work editing a video, hopefully, and then I might be live later on tonight with some Civilization or maybe some GTA. I don't know, whatever I want to play. But I do appreciate you coming on, man. And yeah, we should do some game streams. It would be fun.
I've been awake for over 24 hours. I was supposed to fall asleep around like around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock around there. And yeah, I've been riding this energy right now. I'm just listening to Hollow Notes. Well, what do you think of the Hollow Notes?
What's that?
Oh, come on. Go search Hollow Notes on YouTube and listen to some of their songs.
All right, I'll be sure to do that. Maybe who knows? Maybe it'll be the new stream music.
All right, man.
All right, take care, Philly. All right, guys, that's the Failure Terminated sort of interview.